What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about LiteCoin today, LTC, USD. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. It is the 17th day of August, and here we are with about 4 hours, 51 minutes left in the day, in the week, sitting at about $121.50, down 1.8% on the week so far, which is actually better faring than the average altcoin has been this past week. Looking at this on a daily time frame, we're up a little bit neutral, looking like we might come down, and that's okay. I think the average altcoin is going to come down as well. Looking at the daily RSI, we actually do have some bullish stuff going on. Bouncing off the 50 here like this is nice. I do like the higher lows. I didn't draw that properly, but the higher lows that we have, dating back here, the higher highs too. I don't like that you're finding resistance on the overbought zone so much, but you're not really dropping at a dramatic rate, right? You're not seeing any kind of crazy crashes. So you've done that before, and then boom, then you move up higher. So it's not a problem, I guess. I don't like it, but at the same time, it's not a problem, so who cares? Looking at the 1 hour time frame, let's do some short-term stuff, and then we'll come back out to the more mid-term stuff. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, the RSI to me does look bullish. Absolutely, it does. We actually have higher lows and higher highs here as well, uptrend. As long as you maintain this trend, I think that you could find support and move higher still, and that'd be nice. But soon enough, you will, come to an end. And I think that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, somewhere in that time frame, you should be correcting a little bit. If not, maybe you break out of this trend now and you start to correct today and going into tomorrow. Looking at the stochastics, I would think you go lower personally, and looking at the MACD, I would think you go lower as well. So the RSI is the only one giving us the inclination that we might bounce here. It might be enough, it might not be. You do have this inverse head and shoulders look. That volume is perfect, isn't it, right? Left shoulder here, head. Look at that inverse head and shoulders look, you guys. That's perfect. It really is perfect. Maybe we do move up from here. I'll tell you what, if we break out of this, if we see prices above about $123, we should see then a nice move that takes you all the way up to about $130. That's not guaranteed. Just because we have this look here doesn't mean that it's going to happen. But I don't mind this look, man. It's not bad at all. And the 1 hour time frame gives me enough hope that we could move higher. But there's more indications, I suppose, that we would move lower. The RSI is the one thing, and I lean heaviest on the RSI rather than anything else, right? It probably goes RSI, stochastics, MACD in that order, but it's a toss-up sometimes. Short-term stuff, stochastics, long-term stuff, MACD for sure. But the long-term stochastics are also helpful, beneficial. 4 hour time frame, stochastics look like they want to come down. The RSI does look like it wants to come down. This is where things get a bit dicey, right? Lower highs, lower lows, and you're at an area to reject. We do have 50 minutes left in this 4 hour time frame. It looks like it's going to close red. That 1 hour time frame is going to get overridden, you guys. Overridden. It's going to get overridden. Low to high. Come down a little bit, man. It's fine. $121. Go to 117. Find support there. Go to 114, 111. Find support there. Whatever. You're in this kind of range. It's like a horizontal range here. You've got blemishes to the upside. Maybe you make a blemish to the downside, but overall, you're going to be breaking out to the upside here pretty damn soon, guys. Looking at this on the RSI, it's kind of bearish. Stochastics are getting set up for some bearish stuff, and the MACD is in a bearish posturing overall. Yeah, lower. Lower it is then, and that's okay. That is totally fine. If we're looking at this from a low to high, let's see here, low to high. Yeah, you just came back tested your golden ratio zone. Go down to 114. You probably do see lower prices. 114 to 110 would be my guess. Probably closer to that 114 area. Looking back at the daily time frame here, LiteCoin is, man, it's getting there, guys. It's wound up. It's ready to see some new highs relative to this range. We're ready to break out of this range, all in all together. I do think, if we're looking back, dating back to 2022, we've clearly been range bound in this accumulative phase here, higher lows, higher highs. I'm not trying to draw the line that way. I just can't draw straight lines. It'd be more appropriate to have it like up here, something like that. I think that this next attempt will mark the time that we do actually break out of this range overall. And how high we go is the question to ask, right? Are we going to see prices at $300? Are we going to see prices at $400? Something in between. That's my thoughts. Probably closer to 400. Could we go higher? Absolutely. Absolutely we could, you guys. And the thing is, I've said this about XRP. I've said this about Stellar Lumens, Dogecoin, various cryptos, Ethereum. Whenever people are looking at LiteCoin down here, they're like, it's a dead project, who cares, right? It's a nothing project, I don't care, right? Except for the LiteCoin faithful. Whenever it's up here, what are people going to be thinking about, right? Whenever it's right up here at these prices, what are people going to be thinking about? It's about to see new all-time highs. We were wrong about LiteCoin. It's going to break out. Look, it's in a massive accumulating triangle, right? You're going to hear everybody talk about that. And maybe all that bullish hype euphoria is enough to push us through, or maybe it's enough to have people FOMO the top and then create shaky hands in which we do shake out, and then we continue to rally. We might see some resistance up here. So I am curious to see, will we see new all-time highs? Because, again, the perspective will shift. And whenever the perspective shifts, that attention, that momentum could carry us higher. And in time it will, right? In time it will, because even if we do find resistance here and we consolidate here, we consolidate this whole time. It's going to give people time to think about it, right? Even if they shake out, even if they panic, even if it rejects from here, it goes from like $400 down to $260. I'm glad I didn't buy that, but it just keeps consolidating. Over time, people will look at it and they'll give it some thought. They'll be like, man, it's about to see new all-time highs. We're in a massive consolidation phase. You're about to break out of that. This rally is going to be intense, and LiteCoin has been around for several cycles. I wouldn't be surprised in the least, and I've also said this specifically about LiteCoin and Bitcoin Cash, I wouldn't be surprised in the least if while we're up here and on our way to new all-time highs, we hear about nation states and other institutions that are adopting LiteCoin into their own kind of strategic crypto reserves, the same way that the United States has with Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin, XRP, and Cardano. We're going to hear, I think that, and here's my theory again, right? If we're thinking as a nation state, a competitor to the United States, as a nation state that wants prosperity, and maybe they want to invest in a sector of crypto that's not contributing to the profits of the United States entirely, they're going to want their own prospects, right? If you're a competitor, you're going to want your own prospects. If you're trying to think outside the box and make more money in this crypto space while you can, you're going to think outside the box. What is another good coin to invest in that deserves reserve status like some of these coins do? Maybe the coin that has literally the third most merchant acceptance in the whole damn crypto space, which is LiteCoin, right? We look it up. Let's go on x.com. It's been a while. I'm going to ask Grok, be accurate with this information, please, because sometimes he gets it wrong. What are the top 5 cryptocurrencies by merchant acceptance? Please list in order. I don't know, order. Hopefully that's specific enough. Sometimes he'll leave out LiteCoin and they'll be like, doesn't LiteCoin have more merchant acceptance than Dogecoin? Oh, yes, it does, actually. It's actually right behind Ethereum. I'm like, I know that. But do you know that? I'm trying not to generate the question in a way that throws it off, but I'm also not trying to just feed it to him. Be like, tell me how great LiteCoin is. Just tell me, right? You get what you look for in that way. Or I want to look for what we get, if that makes sense. Come on, Grocky Poo. You know you want to. Come on, Grocky. Come on up, buddy. You can do it. While we're looking at it, let's just see Ethereum moving up a little bit. Cool. There we go. Exact cryptocurrency. Yeah, it's challenging. I'm sure it is. But Bitcoin, Ethereum, I believe it. Yeah. Tether, that's actually probably valid. I wouldn't even be surprised actually if Tether was above Ethereum, to be completely fair. LiteCoin, number 4. Okay, so can we agree that stable coins, they are cryptocurrencies, but we shouldn't count them? Like, can we agree, right? It's just like digital dollars, right? Like, quite literally, it's like I wouldn't include the dollar in this. LiteCoin it's up there, right? And of course I expected that, man. And I think that we all expected that, okay? It's above USDC. LiteCoin. Do you see Cardano? Do you see Solana? Do you see SWE? Do you see Hyperliquid? Do you see any of these damn altcoins that are worth more than this in market cap valuation? No. What coins might these institutional players want to invest in? Something with on-ramps, something with merchant acceptance, with real-world application for use, readily to use. LiteCoin's there, man. It's there, and it's decentralized. You can't get more decentralized. That's why Dogecoin did so well, because the owners, the founders, they sold all their tokens. They sold out. LiteCoin has the same thing. The guy that made this, Charlie Lee, right? Is it Tommy Lee? One of the Lees. One of them. One of those Asian Lees, right? He is Asian. Is it Charlie Lee? I think it's because Tommy Lee is the guy. He's the CNBC guy. Who invented hockey? Who invented LTC? LiteCoin. I should have probably typed in LiteCoin because LTC could be something else. Charlie Lee. Okay, yeah, Charlie Lee. And Charlie Lee looks like this. He doesn't have as great of hair as Tommy Lee, right? Yeah, Tommy Lee's got the gray hair. Yeah, this is Charlie Lee. But Charlie Lee is a well-respected figure in the crypto space. He sold all his Litecoins back here. He sold the top, man. And it's decentralized by that nature. The founder of this thing sold out, and look at how it's still relevant. Look at how there's still this large accumulation phase, and how it's the number 4 crypto as far as merchant, probably the number 3 if we take out USDT by exception, right? By merchant acceptance, right? What coin are these institutions and nation states going to invest in, adopt, put into their own strategic stockpiles that might be overlooked? I feel like we're defining Litecoin at its core. And so just with that, circling back to this idea, do we stop at $400? Maybe, but maybe we go higher. And again, I wouldn't be surprised at all if while we're at new all-time highs breaking out, we hear this news come out. Okay, so I've got nothing else. That's just another prediction that I have, but hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Have patience, have faith. We're at 121 now. We might drop to 110, 115, somewhere in that area, probably closer to 114, 115. And then from there, we should be rising going into the end of the month, going into September and the end of this year. It should be a fantastic time. Hit the like button. Thank you all. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.